Hey guys, it's Heather. So today I want to address the obvious. I know I sound like a man. I've been really sick. That's why I haven't got any tutorials out. But I wanted to jump on here and do a first impression. So hopefully you guys can excuse the raspy voice. I've been sick for a few days and I'm just trying to get over it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I was at the drugstore the other day and I came across this Maybelline brow drama, and it intrigued me because, as you know, I love my Benefit Gimme Brow. This is like my holy grail, all-time favorite brow product like ever. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, $6.94 and this is $22. So I was like, okay, I want to pick it up. This is available in 3 shades. It's available in blonde, soft brown, and I believe it's called deepest brown. I got soft brown just because the darkest shade looked like it was like almost black. So I did get this. In the Benefit, I get medium deep. There's only 2 shades. There's light, medium, and medium deep, and I get medium deep. Okay, hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit because I am so raspy. So this intrigued me because it was a brow product from the drugstore, which I've never really seen like a brow mascara at the drugstore. So I was totally intrigued. So I want to do a first impressions for you guys. I'm going to compare, I'm going to do one eye with my Benefit Gimme Brow and then the other eye with the Maybelline one. I'm not going to fill in my brows with any other products like I typically would, just because I want to be able to get the full effect of each brow product. So first, I'm going to kind of explain what the packaging says. I've never used it. Obviously, it's brand new. This is going to be totally first impression. So this says Sculpting Brow Mascara, Tinted Gel Mousse plus Ball Brush. So that's what it says on that side. And on the back, it says brows look bolder, sculpted, and fuller, provides a natural and even colored finish, does not clump, comfortable to wear. So it says for best results, brush onto eyebrows in light upward strokes, follow along the brow contour. For more dramatic look, use darker tint. Smudge proof, removes easily with Maybelline Makeup Remover. So that's basically all its claims. So I know the Benefit one has fibers in it and it makes it fuller, but still they're both kind of like a tinted mascara for your brows. So I'm going to do one eye with the Benefit and one eye with the Maybelline. But I want to go ahead and open this up and see what we got going on in here. Oh goodness, I am so blah. I'm feeling a lot better. I just can't get my voice back. So I know I sound horrible. So it looks like your typical mascara. And, oh, alrighty. It smells like mascara. And then there's this little ball. Alright. So there's like a standard little mascara wand here, and then you get this ball with these bristles, like, you know, pretty spaced together. The color looks pretty good. It's a soft brown, medium brown, ashy color. So that's cool. Okay, so that's what the brush looks like. Okay, so I also want to point out that the Maybelline has 0.23 fluid ounces. The Benefit has 0.1 ounces. So the Benefit one I've used for several months. I love it. It's long lasting. It fills them in beautifully. It tames them down. I love it. So I just wanted to compare the two. So on this side, I'm going to use the Benefit. So I'm just going to quickly throw that in my brows. Like I said, I've used this one several times. This just has a little bitty baby wand. I always just kind of brush them in an upwards motion very lightly, and you can see how it just fills in. You can see I just a little bit of product in like 2 seconds, it defined them, it filled them in beautifully. I freaking love the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's absolutely stunning. So that's all that I did there. It's just very slightly. This is kind of a wet formula, so you do want to be careful because it will, you know, get everywhere if you're not careful. But I just love the way it just fills them in and defines them. So that's the Gimme Brow. So on this eye, I'm gonna, for the very first time, use the Maybelline Brow Drama. And let's hope this works. I mean, the wand is totally different, but we're gonna... Huh. Okay. So, I do notice... Okay. So, the color is a little bit lighter than this one, which I kind of expected it to be. You can tell just a hair lighter. So maybe I should have gotten the deep shade, but it looked almost black on the package. But there's no way of telling, you know, on the box. It did define them. It did lay them down. It did make them look a little fuller. Okay. So the color in this is a little bit lighter than the Benefit. Not by much, but just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the second coat. I never really have to go in with the second coat with the Benefit, but I'm going to try going in with the second coat. Okay, that helped. Okay, that was nice. Okay. Like I said, it's still a little bit lighter in color, not by much, hardly at all. I think that the dark one would have been a little bit too dark. Now, I will say that I don't like the ball on the top. While I feel like it does comb through the brows very easily, I feel like the average woman's brow is not going to be bigger than this wand. So I feel like this wand is way too big to get into those little spaces. That's why I love the Benefit Gimme Brow, because the wand is super tiny. I mean, it's even the thinnest of brows, it's going to be able to fit and not get everywhere. So that is the downside. Now, I can say that because the Maybelline one does have a like regular mascara wand down here, you could almost even cut off that ball tip. If you're, you know, this works for me, but if your brows are a little bit thinner, like in here, you could even cut that off, and it would do the same effect as the Gimme Brow. So that's first impressions. I mean, I do notice, I'm sure you guys can tell, they do look sculpted. I mean, they both do. And like I said, I mean, the color isn't, let me just swatch it on my hand so we can see. Yeah, this one's like really, really light. It's gonna be hard to, it's hard to swatch with that big old ball. Yeah, the colors are definitely different. So this here is the Maybelline and this one's the Benefit. So as you can see, the Benefit is a lot darker, a lot more kind of ashy toned, where the Maybelline has a little bit more warmth to it, and it's a smudge lighter. So I could have probably got away with getting the darkest shade in this, but I didn't want to go too dark and waste the $7. So that's the difference. But you know, I mean, you really can't tell too different on my eyebrows. So, but this is just, I did want to compare them just to see basically how this one kind of lived up to my beloved Gimme Brow. So as far as the formula, they're both kind of on the wetter side. This one is nice and smooth. The Maybelline one feels a little bit stiffer. So it almost feels like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, if you've ever used that, how it's almost like hairspray for your brows. So this one's definitely more stiffer, where this one's still a little bit wet. So I feel that this one may control the unruliness a little bit better because it is a lot stiffer. I mean, it's a lot, it reminds me just of that, the way that the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel feels. So yeah, and this one doesn't feel stiff at all. Alright, so that's kind of like my first impression. I actually really like the Maybelline. I mean, for $6.94, you know, for just like an everyday kind of sculpting your brows. I mean, I feel like on a day like where I normally, because on days where I don't wear a lot of makeup, I just go in with the Gimme Brow and just, you know, just define my brows a little bit more. But on a normal makeup day, I usually fill them in with a pencil, some powder, and then I top it with this. So this probably, the color wouldn't be as much of a factor if I topped it with all my other brow products. And also, if I just use this on both brows, you really wouldn't be able to tell as much either. So, you know, keep that in mind. I just wanted to compare the formulas. But I do feel like this is a good alternative. I really do. I mean, it defined it. I don't like the ball on the tip of it as much, but, you know, like I said, you could cut that off, or I can deal with it because it did tame them and it did define them. Okay guys, so that is my first impressions on the Maybelline Brow Drama brow mascara. So first impressions wise, I really do like it. I think it is a good alternative to the Gimme Brow. I don't think the color is exactly for me. I think I need the darkest shade, so that's the only issue. But I mean, used with like my other brow products, it's not going to be an issue. I can just use it in place of a clear brow gel, because like I said, normally I do a pencil, I do powder, then I go over with the Gimme Brow and kind of seal it in instead of using clear brow gel. So that's what I normally do, like when I do full brows. If I'm just doing something, like if I want my brows to look a little nicer, then I'll go in with just the Gimme Brow like I did in this demo. So I'm just looking at my mirror. I do think that it is a good alternative. Like I said, the color isn't exactly right. I don't really care for the ball. It wasn't so bad, like, because it did kind of comb through them, and you comb upwards, so it kind of like did put them in place. It's just, I feel like if your brows were really, really thin, it would kind of be difficult to get that ball in there, but you could probably cut off the ball tip, and the little bitty one that's left would definitely, you know, go through your brows. So for $6.94 at the drugstore, great alternative. I highly recommend checking it out. I really do. First impressions, I do like it. I do like how they're nice and laid down, and how, I mean, it doesn't seem like, you know, they're a little on the stiffer side, but not like extremely stiff or anything. But I can definitely feel that something's in there, where the Gimme Brow is not as stiff. But I actually kind of enjoy it being a little more stiff, because I feel like my brows aren't going to go anywhere. Because this reminds me of the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. That stuff is like hairspray for your brows, and that's what this feels like, the Maybelline one. So I do think it's a good alternative. If you don't want to fork out, you know, $22 or $23 for the Benefit, I definitely think that this is a good option. Just keep in mind that the color selection, you get blonde, you get soft brown, and you get, I think, deepest brown. This only has two, but I feel like this is more kind of universal, where these, you know, maybe not so much. But those are my thoughts. I hope you guys can understand a word I was saying, because I am so blah. But I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. I am gonna be doing that Lorac Pro 2 tutorial. I just can't speak, so it's just, I want to wait until you can understand what I'm saying. Hopefully you can understand this. But I'm gonna go, guys, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.